Hey everyone, welcome back to Stay Stoic, where we teach how to master your mind and conquer your life. Today we're diving into a special topic, how to make someone genuinely miss you. But here's the twist. Our approach isn't about playing games or using manipulative tactics. Instead, we'll explore how adopting Stoic principles can help you naturally create a profound sense of longing where your absence is genuinely felt. Have you ever wished to be the first thought on someone's mind when they wake up, and the last before they go to sleep? Imagine leaving such a significant impact that your presence is cherished and your absence is keenly felt. If this sounds like something you're interested in, you're in the right place. We're going to reveal how you can achieve this by delving into 6 powerful Stoic principles. These principles go beyond creating fleeting moments of longing. They're about transforming yourself into someone whose absence makes a substantial impact. As Seneca wisely put it, absence sharpens love, presence strengthens it. This profound insight will guide our exploration today. We'll see how each principle can make your absence not just noticeable but deeply felt. Before we jump into these transformative strategies, I have a small favor to ask. Drop a comment below with the words "Mastering my mind." It's a simple yet impactful way to commit to these principles and show that you're ready to become someone who's genuinely missed. Plus, it's always exciting to see how many of you are engaging with these ideas. So let's get started. Let's dive into our first principle and begin this journey toward making a lasting impact. The key is to focus on becoming the kind of person who's worth missing rather than obsessing over how others perceive you. Principle 1. Become self-sufficient. Self-sufficiency. You might ask, how does being self-sufficient make someone miss you more? It's simple. When you show that you are complete on your own, you become incredibly attractive and intriguing in any relationship. Picture this. When you're self-sufficient, you're not clinging to someone or constantly seeking their attention. Instead, you're out there living your life, pursuing your interests, and fulfilling your own needs. This kind of independence naturally sparks curiosity and admiration. Your partner begins to see you not just as a companion, but as an individual who is thriving on their own terms. When you're not always available or relying on them for your happiness, you create a healthy space within the relationship. This space isn't about creating distance. It's about allowing each other the room to grow as individuals. And what happens when you're not around? They start to wonder what you're doing, recalling how you navigate life with such autonomy and grace. They start to miss that vibrant, self-reliant side of you because it's a quality that stands out. By embracing your self-sufficiency, you're not pushing them away. You're actually pulling them into a deeper, more respectful admiration of who you are. They'll begin to appreciate you not just for the time you spend together, but for the person you are when you're apart. This independent spirit makes you more intriguing, more valued, and ultimately more missed. So cultivate your independence. Engage in the activities that fulfill you, continue growing as an individual, and maintain your own happiness. In doing so, you'll find that you remain on their mind, not just today, but long after. Your self-sufficiency becomes a magnetic force, drawing them closer in thought and emotion, even when you're not physically there. Principle 2. Focus on self-improvement. Instead of dwelling on the absence of someone's attention, focus on self-improvement as a way to build your self-sufficiency. Imagine you're going through a breakup or feeling neglected by someone important to you. It's completely natural to feel hurt, but rather than seeking validation or comfort from them, channel that energy into your own growth. This is where the power of self-improvement comes in. By working on bettering yourself, whether it's getting in shape, picking up a new hobby, or advancing in your career, you're not just distracting yourself from the pain, you're actively becoming a more fulfilled and attractive person. When you focus on improving yourself, you're taking control of your life and building the foundation for self-sufficiency. Each step you take toward your goals increases your confidence and belief in your own abilities. As you become more capable and resilient, you naturally start to rely less on others for your happiness and fulfillment. This growing competence is the essence of self-sufficiency, knowing that you have the tools and the inner strength to navigate life's challenges on your own. As you elevate yourself through self-improvement, others will inevitably notice the changes in you. This isn't about playing games or trying to manipulate emotions. It's about genuinely growing as a person, The better you become, the more others will start to realize what they've lost or taken for granted. Your self-improvement journey makes you more intriguing and more valuable in their eyes. In time, they may begin to miss the person you've become because you're now someone who adds real value to their life. Focusing on self-improvement doesn't just benefit you, it enhances your interactions with others as well. When you're actively working on yourself, you're less likely to fall into the trap of seeking validation from others. Your sense of self-worth comes from within, from knowing that you're doing the work to become the best version of yourself. This internal validation is a crucial part of self-sufficiency, as it means you're not dependent on external approval to feel good about yourself. You know your value and you don't need someone else to affirm it for you. You're becoming someone who is strong, capable, and independent, someone who doesn't need to rely on others for happiness or fulfillment. As you grow in your self-sufficiency, you'll find that not only are you thriving on your own, but others will begin to see you in a new light. They'll start to admire your independence and miss your presence when you're not around. Principle 3. Mastering your emotions. Let's explore how mastering your emotions can make them miss you more. When things end, it's easy to let emotions take control, leading to actions driven by hurt, anger, or sadness. However, if you focus on emotional control, you can navigate this challenging time with grace, which can have a profound impact on how they see you. By maintaining composure and demonstrating emotional maturity, you present yourself as someone who is strong and resilient, qualities that are not only attractive, but can also make them realize what they've lost. When a breakup happens, there's often a temptation to react impulsively, whether it's through desperate attempts to reconnect, emotional outbursts, or even cutting off all communication in a dramatic way. These reactions, while understandable, often reinforce the negative aspects of the relationship and can push them further away. On the other hand, if you focus on mastering your emotions, you're able to approach the situation with a level head. This doesn't mean you ignore your feelings. Rather, it means you process them in a healthy way and choose your actions thoughtfully. Imagine this scenario. Instead of sending late-night texts or getting caught up in arguments, you take a step back and focus on your emotional control. You allow yourself to feel the pain of the breakup, but you don't let it dictate your behavior. You remain calm and composed, perhaps even offering kindness or closure in your interactions. This kind of emotional maturity is unexpected and powerful. It shows that you're not dependent on the relationship for your happiness and that you're capable of moving forward with dignity. This level-headedness can make them start to miss the stability and emotional balance you bring to the table, qualities that might not have been fully appreciated during the relationship. Additionally, emotional control allows you to focus on yourself rather than on the breakup. Instead of obsessing over what went wrong or trying to win them back, you channel your energy into self-improvement. You work on becoming the best version of yourself, whether that means advancing in your career, taking up new hobbies, or improving your physical health. As you grow and thrive, they can't help but notice the positive changes. Seeing you handle the breakup with such poise and witnessing your ongoing personal growth can lead to a renewed sense of admiration and even regret on their part. They may begin to miss the person you're becoming, someone who is stronger, more independent, and emotionally grounded. Moreover, by mastering your emotions, you avoid the common pitfalls of post-breakup behavior, like clinging to the past or seeking validation from your ex. Instead, you project confidence and self-assurance. This kind of emotional resilience can be deeply impactful. They may start to reflect on the relationship and realize that you're handling the situation in a way they might not have expected, making them question their decision to let you go. In essence, by working on your emotional control after a breakup, you present yourself as someone who is emotionally strong and self-sufficient. This not only helps you heal and move on in a healthy way, but it also makes them more likely to miss you. They'll see that you're not falling apart without them. Instead, you're growing and thriving. This emotional maturity can make them reconsider what they had with you, potentially leading them to miss the person you've become and the emotional stability you offered. And just like that, we're halfway through our video. If you're still with us, it's clear that this topic is resonating with you. If you haven't had a chance to like the video or subscribe to our channel yet, I'd be incredibly grateful if you could take a moment to do so now. Your support is vital and helps us continue creating content that truly connects with you. Now let's dive into the next principle, an essential step in our journey to making someone miss us deeply. This principle is especially important, so make sure to stay tuned and pay close attention. Principle 4. Practice strategic detachment. Now let's talk about detachment. Not in a cold, unfeeling way, but in a strategic, stoic manner. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is where you can really apply Stoic wisdom to make people miss you. When you're always available, you become predictable and frankly easy to take for granted. But by practicing a bit of detachment, by focusing on your own life and not constantly seeking their attention, you create a void. And nature abhors a vacuum. When you're no longer always there, people start to wonder what you're up to, and that curiosity breeds a longing for your presence. This approach, when combined with emotional control and self-improvement, can profoundly impact how your ex perceives you and ultimately how much they miss you. To practice strategic detachment, think of it as a deliberate act of creating space while maintaining your dignity and composure. This doesn't mean ignoring your ex or pretending you don't care. Instead, it's about managing the distance in a way that underscores your strength and independence. It's akin to setting healthy boundaries, allowing both parties the necessary room to reassess their feelings and the relationship's significance. Here's how it works. When you implement strategic detachment, you're not constantly available or reaching out. You create a natural pause that shifts the dynamics of the relationship. This space serves several purposes. First, it highlights your emotional control, showing that you're not desperately clinging to the past. When you refrain from constant contact and allow some distance, you send a message that you're not reliant on the relationship for your happiness. This aligns perfectly with the Stoic principle of focusing on what you can control, your own actions and responses, rather than being affected by external events. Imagine this scenario. After a breakup, instead of sending frequent messages or attempting to rekindle the relationship through grand gestures, you choose to step back and focus on your own life. You engage in activities that enrich your life and continue your journey of self-improvement. This doesn't mean you're indifferent. Rather, you're allowing the natural course of events to unfold without forcefully intervening. This space you create gives both you and your ex the opportunity to reflect on the relationship with clarity. Strategic detachment also emphasizes the value of your presence. When you're consistently available and in constant contact, it's easy for your ex to take you for granted. By stepping back and focusing on your own growth and emotional well-being, you remind your ex of your worth. Your absence, when handled strategically, allows them to miss the positive aspects of your presence, the qualities you brought into the relationship that they may have overlooked. Moreover, this approach highlights your self-sufficiency. By practicing strategic detachment, you demonstrate that you are complete and content on your own. This aligns with the Stoic idea of self-sufficiency, where your sense of fulfillment and happiness comes from within, not from external sources. Additionally, strategic detachment provides space for emotional healing and growth. By stepping away, you give yourself the opportunity to process your feelings, focus on your personal development, and rebuild your sense of self. This period of growth is not just beneficial for you. It can also lead your ex to see you in a new light. As you grow and evolve during this time, your ex may notice the positive changes and miss the person you were in the relationship, someone who was always working on becoming better. In practice, strategic detachment might look like limiting contact to essential communications or setting clear boundaries for interactions. It's about finding a balance between being present and giving yourself the necessary distance to heal and grow. This balance creates an environment where both you and your ex can reflect on the relationship and your individual roles in it. Principle 5. Embody your values. How can embodying your values make your ex-partner miss you more? This isn't just about sticking to what you believe in. It's about showing those values through your actions every day. When you live authentically according to your values, you create a compelling presence that others can't help but remember and miss. First, Let's unpack what it means to embody your values. Simply put, it's about letting your core beliefs guide how you live your life. If you value honesty, kindness, or integrity, you should aim to weave these principles into your actions and decisions. Imagine if, after a breakup, instead of reacting impulsively or playing emotional games, you handled everything with grace and respect. This approach shows that you're not just about talk, you're about action. Think about it this way. After a breakup, it's easy to get caught up in emotions and act out of character. But if you stay true to your values, say by being respectful even when it's tough, your ex will notice. They'll see that you're someone who holds firm to their beliefs even during challenging times. This kind of steadfastness can be really impressive and even a bit magnetic. It makes them think, wow, they really are who they say they are. Now, think about how embodying your values can impact your relationship dynamics, especially post-breakup. After a breakup, there's often a temptation to react based on emotion, whether it's expressing anger, seeking revenge, or desperately trying to win your ex back. However, when you choose to embody your values, you handle the situation with grace and integrity. For example, if respect and dignity are important to you, you'll approach interactions with your ex in a manner that reflects these principles even during a challenging time. Imagine this scenario. Instead of engaging in petty arguments or resorting to emotional manipulation, you respond to the breakup with composure and respect. You handle your interactions with your ex with kindness and honesty, showing that you're capable of maintaining your principles even in difficult circumstances. Or imagine you've always been someone who values giving people their space and understanding their feelings. After the breakup, instead of bombarding your ex with messages or trying to force conversations, you give them the space they need while respecting your own boundaries. This approach not only shows that you're respecting their needs, but also reinforces that you're someone who understands and lives by your principles. When you stay true to your values, you're also showing off your self-worth. You're demonstrating that you're not letting the breakup dictate who you are or how you behave. For example, if loyalty is important to you, you stay committed to your own growth and well-being, even if it means taking a step back from the relationship. Your ex will see this and realize that you're not just reacting emotionally, you're grounded in who you are and what you believe. Additionally, embodying your values means you're growing as a person, and that growth is visible. Maybe you start a new hobby or get involved in a cause you care about. Your ex might see you evolving and becoming even more interesting and self-assured. This personal growth can make them miss the person you were in the relationship, the one who was always striving to be better and live authentically. In practice, embodying your values might look like maintaining your integrity in difficult conversations or showing compassion even when it's hard. For instance, if your ex reaches out for a serious talk, you handle it with honesty and respect, sticking to your principles rather than letting emotions take over. This consistency in your actions will make a lasting impression. It's not about playing games, it's about being genuinely you, which is both attractive and memorable. Principle 6. Purposeful communication. Ever wondered how a few well-chosen words can make someone crave your presence even more? That's the beauty of intentional communication. It's not just about talking for the sake of talking, it's about making sure your words count. Think of it like crafting a perfect message, one that's thoughtful and resonates deeply. Seneca once said, "Speak so you can speak again." This is all about making sure your words have such impact that, even when you're not around, your voice lingers in their thoughts. Imagine you're reconnecting with your ex after some time apart. Instead of bombarding them with texts or diving into emotional pleas, you take a different approach. You communicate in a way that reflects your personal growth and the depth of who you are. Maybe you share a message that's not just an update, but also a genuine expression of your journey. This shows that you're not just reacting out of hurt, but engaging with real purpose and clarity. When you focus on intentional communication, you're taking control of how you're perceived. This ties in with the Stoic idea of managing what you can control. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." By being deliberate with your words and actions, you're showing that you're in control of how you interact. This kind of emotional control and mindfulness highlights your maturity, which can be really appealing. For example, let's say you're in a conversation with your ex. Instead of letting emotions dictate your responses, you stay calm and thoughtful. This doesn't just smooth out the conversation, it makes it memorable. Your ex will notice that you're handling things with a level of depth and understanding that stands out. They'll start to miss the thoughtful way you communicated and the genuine connection you offered. Intentional communication also fits well with the idea of strategic detachment. By being deliberate in your interactions, you're not overwhelming your ex with constant contact or emotional appeals. Instead, you're creating space while ensuring that when you do communicate, it's impactful and significant. This approach allows your ex to appreciate the quality of your interactions, making them more likely to miss the thoughtful and engaging conversations you had. In practical terms, intentional communication means being mindful of what you say, how you listen, and how you respond. If your ex reaches out, you might reply with a message that's not just polite, but also reflects your personal growth and values. This way, your words are meaningful and memorable, making each conversation stand out. Thank you for watching today's video on Stay Stoic. We've covered the topic of making someone genuinely miss you, using Stoic principles to naturally create a lasting impact. Instead of resorting to manipulative tactics, we have explored how embracing Stoic wisdom can help you leave a significant impression and be truly missed. We've discussed key principles like self-sufficiency, emotional control, strategic detachment, embodying your values, and intentional communication. These principles are designed to help you grow as an individual, become more intriguing, and naturally make your absence felt. For example, self-sufficiency makes you more attractive by showing that you're complete on your own. Emotional control helps you handle breakups with grace, making you appear strong and resilient. Strategic detachment creates space that leads to a deeper longing for your presence, while embodying your values and practicing intentional communication ensure that your interactions are meaningful and memorable. By focusing on these principles, you'll not only enhance your own growth, but also make a lasting impression on others. Remember, the goal isn't to play games, but to genuinely become someone worth missing. If you're committed to this journey, drop a comment below with "Mastering My Mind" to show your dedication. Subscribe to Stay Stoic to continue receiving insights and strategies for mastering your mind and conquering your life. Join our community, engage with our content, and let's grow together. Remember that being a subscriber to Stay Stoic means you're part of a community dedicated to growth and self-mastery. We're here to support each other, learn together, and grow stronger as individuals. Let's master our minds and conquer our lives, one principle at a time. By subscribing, you're not just following a channel, you're joining a movement. Together, we'll explore more strategies, embrace Stoic wisdom, and work towards becoming the best versions of ourselves. Each step we take towards self-improvement is a step toward a more fulfilling life, where we can genuinely impact those around us. So stay tuned, stay motivated, and let's continue this journey of mastering our minds and transforming our lives. Hit that subscribe button, engage with our content, and let's grow together. Here's to creating lasting impressions and becoming individuals who are truly missed. Thank you for being part of Stay Stoic, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.